Hey, MLive, this is Lindsay Moore, an economy reporter. I'm out here in front of Ford's Michigan Assembly plant with UAW workers that have officially gone on strike starting yesterday at midnight. We are here with some of the striking workers. The UAW officially announced a strike against all Big Three, which is the first time in history. Workers will be striking at different plants. This is the only one in Michigan that has started the strike. There's also strikes happening in Toledo and in Missouri. We have a lot of honking going on next to us in support. This has been an ongoing thing since 11:59 when the contract ended last night. And we are here talking with workers who are taking on their shift. Ramona Jose, will you
Jose's, yes.
Pardon me.
That's okay.
Will you tell us a little bit about your time here at Ford? How long have you been here?
I've been with Ford for 33 years.
Okay. And what have you done throughout that time? How has that progressed from when you started to now?
I started out on the production floor, just like everybody else, and literally have moved through every position within the hourly realm of Ford Motor Company.
Wow. And how have you seen wages and hours change over those 3 decades that you've been here?
When I hired in 33 years ago, there were no tiers. You hired in, you worked, you got full pay, you got full benefits, and now our tier employees are making less than a McDonald's worker. They don't get the same money that we do, but they're told, or they have to do the same job right next to me and make less, and it's not fair.
The time off and then that balance of life and work, what does that look like for you over that time?
Well, right now, with us being on only a 40-hour shift, the new tier employees, they don't get what we call a short work week, which is a contracted thing that we get where we're guaranteed 40-hour week. The new tiers don't get that. Whatever hours they work, if they get sent home early because of a part shortage, whatever, that's all they get. So there is no money to have a life outside of here. They're so focused on paying the bills, making sure the families are fed and lights are on, that it's hard for the new employees coming in.
Yeah. And so 33 years is the majority of your life.
Yeah.
And at this point, is retirement on the horizon? Is that
it's on the horizon. I'm probably going to do one more contract. We'll see how that goes. But right now I'm standing here fighting for the new people that are coming in, the person that's going to replace me when I retire, because I want to ensure that they're getting their fair wages.
Sure.
So.
And you had mentioned to me before that you were going to stay for one more contract,
Yep.
that you believed in President Fain's approach to this.
Absolutely.
What's your kind of 2 cents on this? This is the first time the Big Three has ever struck all 3 automakers.
Exactly.
What do you make of that?
I was pleasantly surprised. I'm glad President Fain is standing up for us, fighting for us for a fair contract, for fair wages. It's been a long time coming. When the automotive industry was filing for bankruptcy, Ford Motor Company came to us and asked us to open the contract back up and take concessions. And we did. So Ford Motor Company wouldn't have to take government money. They wouldn't have to file for bankruptcy. And we did that with the understanding that when they started making profits again, they would give us what we had back. And now all of a sudden, they don't want to give it back. They don't want to pay us a fair wage. And it's all about corporate greed. So we're here fighting for not an extravagant lifestyle, but just a good living wage.
Yeah, there are some really major bullet points on this contract negotiation.
Okay.
What, out of all of them, I guess, is there one that would really change your life significantly or just means the most to you?
Bringing back the pensions, bringing back the cost of living allowance, raising our pay so there's no more tier wages, so that way the person who hired in a year ago can make the same amount of money. They're doing the same jobs as we are, but they're making half the money. So those are some of the key factors.
Yeah. And now since we are in front of our Facebook Live audience and that we get to show them a little piece about what's happening here in Wayne, is there anything that you feel like the general public maybe needs to be brought up to speed about these negotiations or even just, what your work week looks like?
A lot of people don't understand what plant life is like. It's not easy. It's hard. You're attached to an assembly line. You can't go to the bathroom when you need to. You have to hit a button and wait 20, 30 minutes for somebody to come relieve you. It's hard work. It's hard on your body. You know, by the time you're getting ready for retirement, you know, you've got, you know, replacement parts and artificial hips and this and that and arthritis, and you know, our bodies are just worn out after the 30 years.
Yeah.
So people don't realize it takes a toll on us. It's not an easy job.
Yeah. You had mentioned to me earlier that you were a marathon runner.
Yeah,
past tense.
I used to be a marathon runner. It was one of my things that I love to do that helped me relax and, you know, get outside and fresh air. And after my hip replacement, you know, that wear and tear of factory life, you know, no more running for me. Now I'm just going to walk on the picket line.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that before we let you go. How long are you expecting this to go, or what are you kind of looking forward to?
I'm hoping it ends quickly, but we're going to be out here as long as it takes. You know, if it takes us a day, if it takes us a month, we're going to be out here fighting.
And we'll catch you right here then in front of the Michigan Assembly Plant.
Absolutely. I'll be here every day until the strike is over.
Thank you, Ramona. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yes. And if we're just joining us, we're here in front of the Michigan Assembly Plant here in Wayne. This is the only Michigan plant striking at this time, but this is a historic strike that the UAW is striking against all three Detroit automakers. There are strikes happening against GM in Missouri and against Stellantis in Toledo. Here in Michigan, it's against Ford. And so we are up and down the picket line today. So this Ford plant has 4,600 hourly workers that are taking shifts on the picket. And that's about a third of all the UAW workers right now that were asked to strike last night at 11:59 when the contract ended. So, all right, so we're going to go. Thank you, Ramona.
Thank you.
We're going to walk up and down the picket. We'll really take you with us. We're here along Michigan Avenue, as you can probably hear quite loudly. I mentioned that we were out here last night. President Shawn Fain went on Facebook Live at 10 to let all of the unions know who would be picked to start the strike. This is a new strategy. Usually the UAW picks a target amongst the three and therefore will do a full walkout of Ford, Stellantis, or GM. This time the strategy was to keep them on their toes. And so this, for the first time in 88 years, the UAW is striking all three at once, but that doesn't mean all factories are striking at once. So this strategy, experts are thinking, is to kind of save some of those reserves, but it's also really got the element of surprise. And so at 10 p.m. last night, like I mentioned, President Shawn Fain went on Facebook Live to tell three locals here in Wayne, Toledo, and in Missouri that they were on deck to start this strike. And so people were here within the hour. They were ready to go last night, and they're right back here tonight, or today. I'm losing track of time myself. A lot of these folks haven't left, but in general, the folks are doing their usual shift of what they would be working. So I will give you a reminder if you're just joining us. We're here at Ford's Michigan Assembly Plant in Wayne. This is one of the first plants to go on strike, the only one in Michigan so far. The other two are in Toledo and in Missouri. But this is the first time that the strike is going against all three big three members. And so here you can see behind me the picket line is going strong. At this assembly plant, there are over 4,600 hourly workers, so we are seeing them come in shifts and waves all throughout the day.